Hello, everybody, and welcome to the special talk. If you're watching on the replay on Facebook or anywhere else, thank you very much for taking the time to tune in and listen and watch this talk in a time that suits you. Really appreciate your time into watching this on the replay. Do you know what? I haven't been this nervous since I stepped into the boxing ring at ultra white collar boxing. But I really appreciate all of you for watching this and for following me as well throughout my time on social media. Really does mean a lot. This is a live special talk called How to Finally Regain Control of Your Health. Many of us are repeatedly trying to regain control. We might succeed for a short amount of time, but we fall off the wagon, don't we? And it's not sustainable for that long. So this talk is how to finally regain control of your health. And after this talk, I'm going to be launching my first ever program, which for those who have been following me for over a year, I've been working on this. So it feels great to finally get this sorted out and launched to everybody. And I needed to get a move on with it because I see so many people struggling with their health, and I really believe they need this. So if you're watching on the replay, thank you very much for tuning in at a time that suits you. We're just going to wait a couple of minutes before we get into the talk for people who are going to join live on my Facebook and TikTok. Hello, Lena. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Ballas. Thank you. Hope you're good. Mountain Rise, really appreciate you joining in. Thank you very much. Feel free to drop some comments, drop some likes as I go into this talk and through the launch. And if you're over on Facebook, let me know in the comments who's here. Would really appreciate it. And thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to wait another 60 seconds just to let a few more people in. I can see there's a few viewers over on Facebook, so let me know in the comments if you are here. Thank you so much. And yeah, it feels good to finally be launching this program. And I just wanted to say once again, thank you to everyone for your support, whether you're here now or whether you're watching later. I'm also broadcasting this to my podcast. If you're listening over on my podcast, this is a live recording. Thank you to you, the followers of the podcast as well. And for everybody who has followed me really on social media. I came onto social media a couple of years ago, but I really started making it serious at the start of this year. So I really appreciate you for following me and for all your support. And I've met some wonderful people on groups that I've been involved with and just from ventures online basically. And a lot of friends as well who knew me back in the past from like over a couple of decades ago. Have now seen what I'm doing, and they're showing me their support, and they haven't seen me for 10 years. So I really appreciate those people as well who are old friends who have continued to show me that support. Hey, Madeline over on Facebook, thank you for being here. Hi, Mum, glad to see you finally got a Facebook. Shelley, really appreciate you as well. You've done really well. And Lena, thank you so much. You sent me a late minute friend request on Facebook, so thanks for joining me from over on Instagram. Carol, thank you so much again. You're another inspirational person. You've been on my podcast as well to share your story, so really appreciate your support. So I think we're going to get straight into the special talk, how to finally regain control of your health. And I think this is a massive, the key word here is finally regain control of your health. When I finally regained control of my health, it started with a phone call. Hi, Harry, it's Dad. I've been to the doctor and he's told me that I've got motor neurone disease. And he's given me 2 years to live. My response to my dad at this time was I just cried. And I just said, I'm so sorry, Dad. And he said, why are you sorry, mate? I said, well, because you've only got a couple of years to live. And I was crying my eyes out. And he said, well, that's all right. And he kind of started laughing. The thing is, a month before my dad was diagnosed with motor neurone disease, he was diagnosed with frontal temporal dementia. So his behaviour was starting to go. He was losing his emotions, his ability to think rationally. And I don't think he really grasped the real seriousness of this situation or how others felt about it. So in September 2019, my dad went for tests and he was diagnosed with frontal lobe dementia, which is the frontal temporal part of the brain that affects behaviour, rational thinking, planning, and relationships with other people, personality changes. After getting my head around the fact that he only had now 8 years to live and that I'd be losing my dad mentally and he would be declining mentally, just a month later, he was diagnosed with motor neurone disease and given 2 years to live. And now I was going to have to watch my dad deteriorate physically as well as mentally. I didn't know what to do at this point. And at this point in my life, I was in a right state anyway. I was drinking 8 to 10 pints of beer every single night after work. I was waking up in the morning with a hangover, just trying to make it through the day at work. And this was before I found out my dad had dementia and motor neurone disease. I was already in a state. I was depressed. My mental health was all over the place. My mental well-being was awful. I was negative. I was argumentative. I was just having a go at people for no reason. I was doing stupid things when I was drunk, like either having a row or just doing stupidity like we do. Like if you're over on TikTok now, I know there's many of you over there that have struggled with alcohol. I'm sure you can relate to this. And then once I was in this state, I was 20 stone in weight. I mean, I've been posting a few of my before and after photos on my social media over the last week or two. You can see the state I was in, really. You know, I was completely obese, completely unhealthy. I'd just been diagnosed with liver damage from the doctors as well. My blood was showing high enzyme levels, which is a result of your liver starting to get damaged, which was reversible, but I really needed to gain control of that, which I was finding very, very difficult. I was trying to start on Monday. I was failing come Wednesday. I started again on Monday, failed come Wednesday, both with the diet and with the alcohol. And then my dad was diagnosed. And at this point, this was the point where I changed. This was when the trigger for transformation took place. I had a big row with my step family, and they got my dad out of bed, who was knackered because he had motor neurone disease. He came to the phone with dementia as well at this point and said, "Harry, what's going on?" And at that point, it suddenly hit me. My dad is dying. And here I am, drunk, causing more stress for everybody around him, causing more problems for my dad. And I thought, what am I doing? And at that point, I just cried and I said, "Dad, I just don't want you to die." And he said, "I know you don't, mate." And I staggered out of the flat. And I thought, what sort of son causes problems for his dying dad? The man who he loves, you know, more than anything in the world. And I ended up finding myself on the train platform in my village. And I wasn't planning to do anything, that dramatic. I was just completely drunk and completely heartbroken and completely let down by myself as a son. I didn't know what I was doing, really. And I was standing too close to the train tracks, and emergency transport response were called. And at that point, I did a runner. And I suddenly got home and I thought to myself, my dad needs me. What is going to happen if I did anything to myself, or if I continue displaying the negativity that alcohol and obesity and an unhealthy lifestyle was causing me to act like? I couldn't do either. You know, if I killed myself, well, how was that going to help my dad? And if I carried on the way I was only going to make things worse for my dad. Either way. So there was only one solution, and this was the trigger. I had to transform. In order to be the best son I could be for my dad, I needed to be the best version of myself that I could possibly be, because it all starts with you. There were 4 key things that I did here. 4 key areas of transformation that I need you to listen to and take away and apply in your life. The first one was massive. It was an identity change. I knew I needed to change my identity. Everything about the way I was living needed to change. But for that to change, it had to be me that changed. I couldn't just give up the alcohol. It had to come from deeper than that. The alcohol was just a solution that I was turning to self-soothe my emotional pain. So I needed to transform who I was in every single way and get my identity on a new version of me that I knew was capable, to visualize my future self. And in order to do that, it had to be a belief in myself, a real belief to what am I capable of? How can I get that mind focused solely on a new identity shift? Along with that identity came purpose. That's the second aspect, was purpose. Purpose is absolutely massive. How many of you right now, leave me a 1 in the comments, if you have tried to change, but because you didn't really have anything to change for, you just couldn't change. Let me know if that rings any bells with you. You had no drive. There was no determination. There was nothing driving you forwards to achieve something bigger than yourself. Because that is exactly what purpose is. It's doing it not just for you, it's having an outer reasoning for doing things. Now, I had this because it was my dad. But you don't need someone to die in your life to find this purpose. It just has to be something bigger than you. And that's something that I am going to be providing in Transform 180, the program which I will speak about very soon. Some people turn to God, that they believe in having a supreme intelligence up there, that's a purpose bigger than themselves. Some people do it for others, their family, but there is more purpose that you can find, but that has to take place. And for me, that was my dad at that time. The third aspect that you have to get in place is your lifestyle. Everything about your lifestyle has to align with your identity and your purpose and your vision for the future. Now, people go for short fixes nowadays. They think, I'm going to go on a diet for 30 days. I'm going to do dry January. I'm going to do Stoptober, October. They're very short-term fixes. And it's really a long-term, sustainable way of living that is going to give you what you need to move forward and overcome what it is you're overcoming, whether that's obesity, whether that's alcohol, whether it's drugs. And you really need the lifestyle. Everything you do in your days has got to align with that identity and that vision. Everything you do. And these are tasks that you have to do in the day that are gonna skyrocket your potential and increase your well-being to get you in a real position for that transformation. And the fourth aspect is mindset. Mindset is absolutely massive. I know we all talk about mindset nowadays. Oh, you've got to have the right mindset. But what is the right mindset? For me, it's an all-in commitment to your identity. It's an all-in commitment to your lifestyle, an all-in commitment to your vision, your purpose that you've set yourself. If you don't go all in, 2 feet, then you're going to come unstuck, because as soon as you get to a bad day, if that mindset switch isn't bang, firmly rooted down, you're going to get to a hard day and you're going to give up. No matter what your identity, purpose or lifestyle, you will give up when you come to a hard moment, when you come to challenging times. And it's your mindset that is going to see you through, along with the other 3 aspects of personal transformation. When you get all 4 of those things nailed down, you will be successful in accomplishing your goals. Believe me. Now, my dad died 2 years to the day of his diagnosis. And there was a point where, to get this lifestyle nailed down, I love a challenge, right? I love a program. If you've been following me online, especially on Facebook, you will know I love a program, right? I've been involved in many of them, and I've also created myself some. Let me ask you all a question now. And leave a comment into how many days you think this takes. How many days do you think it takes to swim around the entire UK? How many days do you think it would take you to swim around the entire of Great Britain? if you were to swim every single day around the whole of Great Britain? Let me know in the comments right now. Type in how many days you think that would be. And don't leave me hanging. Have a guess. Have a wild guess. 80s said 90. It's a good guess. Anyone else want to take a wild shot at this? How many days would it take to swim around the United Kingdom? There's a point to this. Well, I'll tell you. Tracy said 45. Alan said 110. Well, Alan's the closest so far. Well done, Alan. Tracy has got it in one. 157. You've obviously followed Ross Edgley, Tracy. Either that or you've quickly chat GPT'd it. 157 days. Ross Edgley's the man that holds the record. Took him 157 days to swim around the whole of the United Kingdom. I read his book. And do you know what? Halfway through his world record swim, he got a phone call from his dad. And that phone call was to tell Ross, halfway through his swim, that his dad had terminal cancer. You can imagine how Ross felt. He's in the middle of the world record swim, and he just received that news on his boat one night. And he spoke to his dad. And he said, Dad, I'm coming home right now. This world record's nothing. I need to be there for you. And Ross Edgley's dad said, don't you dare, son. I want you to continue and finish this swim. Because there would be nothing that I would be prouder about than you to succeed this swim. And Ross Edgley continued his swim out of love for his dad. And he did it in 157 days without one sick day. Amazing. Now, when I read this, I thought, wow, that's a challenge. And I created myself my own program called 157 Days at Sea, because I was currently losing my dad, and he currently had about half a year left to live. And I knew I was going to need to get through this time. It was so heartbreaking. I was crying every night. I saw him in his care home every single evening. I used to drive home crying my eyes out every night. I was watching him deteriorate. He was choking on pureed foods. He couldn't even swallow soup. He couldn't talk. That's the condition I was having to see my dad in every single day. And it broke my heart. And I was on this 157 day at sea challenge that I created for myself that would involve me having to stick to my diet to lose the weight, to keep refraining from alcohol, to go out exercising every day, to hydrate every single day. I set myself all these tasks that I knew were beneficial for me, and I had to do them every single day for 157 days without a sick day. On day about 90, my dad died. On about day 90. And I remember Ross Edgley's dad saying to him, don't you dare quit your swim. And I could hear my dad telling me, even though he'd just died, don't you dare quit your lifestyle and quit your purpose and quit your mindset and quit your identity because I've died. I wanted to succeed, and I wanted my dad to be the reason I succeed, not the reason that I failed. And I completed 157 days at sea, even though I lost my dad, even though I had to go on the day to his funeral. I still stuck strong to not giving in to any self-soothing tendencies, to continue building my fitness, to continue building the man I was becoming. And I will thank my dad for that. So I've always been someone that wants a program, because, you know, without that program, I may have completely have given up everything. But that significance of the program, you know, the meaning behind why I created it, that's what held me strong. And that's why I've joined other online programs. I love programs, and they're all very similar. You know, they're all about tasks that you have to do. They're all about trying to improve the state of your health and well-being. And Transform 180 is no different. It's a very similar to what I created, the 157 Days at Sea, and other online programs that other people who have been following me might have been on. And I've put my own spin on it. Now, I'm going to now talk about what this program is. But before I do that, I need to take my jumper off because it's getting blimmin' hot in this flat. 1 second, guys. I kept the heating on, didn't I? Oh. So now we are getting down to the live launch of Transform 180. And everything I've just spoken about there in how to regain control of your health, finally, you can at least take that away. You know, even if you're not interested in the program, you can take that away and apply those principles, those 4 key areas. I want you to remember those. You know, identity, purpose, lifestyle, and mindset. Hugely important. You get them 4 lined up, you'll be successful. But if you get a program typed up, you might just top the lot and actually finally regain control of your health. And that is why I've created Transform 180. I know how great programs are. And I spent a year designing this program, a whole year. I've even come away from my day job because it got to the point I couldn't just work on it on a Sunday. Like on Saturdays, I do my podcasting. Monday to Friday, I'm working. Sundays, I was trying to work on the program. And it was just rolling on week after week after week after week. And people need this. They need this program. So what is... I know you've all been looking at my social media thinking, he keeps on banging on about this Transform 180. What is it? What is Transform 180, Harry? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the wait is over. Transform 180 is a 180-day health and purpose transformation program. I don't believe in short fixes. I don't believe in short-term programs. I believe in a long-term commitment to a lifestyle that lays the foundations for success. And these foundations are part of the lifestyle. It's going to develop a mindset you're going to develop self-mastery. You're going to regain control of your health. It's going to provide purpose, community, which is vitally important for support, for accountability. And it's going to increase your mental well-being, because I'm a firm believer that if you're struggling mentally, if you can get your physical body in shape, I believe your mental well-being will dramatically increase. I'm talking from my own personal experience. Right? I've got myself into a fit and healthy condition, and my mental well-being right now has never been as good as it's been as good as it ever has been. So Transform 180 is 6 months of a commitment that is going to take you on a journey. And I'm going to discuss the 4 stages of this program. It's going to cover it's actually going to cover 3 of the 4 key areas that I've just spoken about in my talk. The only one it doesn't cover is identity. Because identity, it has to come from you. It has to come from within. You cannot possibly help someone if they do not want to help themselves. And that identity shift has to be from within. It has to be your decision. Only you know the person you want to be. Only you know where you want to be and how you want to act and the person you want to be in life. I can't tell you how to be that. But what this program will provide is the 3 other aspects. Lifestyle structure. It is going to provide the discipline and the consistency that's needed for this lifestyle. It's going to provide you with the mindset through some group coaching that I'm going to be putting on every now and again throughout the course of the program, where I'm going to give some motivation and some personal advice as well to get your mindset stamped down. And it's going to provide you with something even more important, which is purpose. This purpose is not only going to be found whilst on the program, because the program will provide you with a purpose, but there's also a real special opportunity at the end of the program, which is going to provide you with even more purpose. And I'm going to talk about that in stage 4. It's going to provide discipline, consistency, accountability, support, and more importantly, flexibility. Because like my 157 days at sea without a sick day, that's quite hard. That's quite hard for a lot of people. I've seen other programs online as well where you're not allowed one day off or one task off. And I see many, many people failing, and it's created a negative failure mindset. It's not building momentum. It's not really building a winning mindset. So flexibility as well on this program is absolutely key, especially for people overcoming addictions who might actually have such a big addiction to drugs or alcohol or nicotine that it's actually professionally advised for them to withdraw gradually. So I've implemented a system, and it's called a blue mark system, which I'm going to get into in a minute, that will provide flexibility. So why have I created this program? Like I've just said, I see so many people struggling with their health, and I see so many people trying to do something about it and failing all the time. So they've got something within them that wants to improve. We're all like-minded people. We all want to improve who we are. But it's the pressure that we put on ourselves on certain programs that we might turn to, or on how we're talking to ourselves. If we fail one thing, we suddenly think, oh, I failed now. You know, I used to be an all or nothing sort of person. And when I wasn't all, I was nothing. Well, I've learned not to be like that. I believe in having an all-in mindset, but I also understand that you can't be all the time. We are going to slip. And it's something I said just recently, actually, that you've got to be all the time. That I suddenly thought, it's not actually possible to be all the time. But what I mean by that is getting this on it all the time. Having that mindset switched down all the time to keep your vision aligned with your lifestyle. Who is it for? This program, yes, it is for people who are wanting to overcome addictions. There is going to be a flexible system to use that is going to wean you off addictions. This could be that you've got a junk food addiction. Maybe you can't get off the junk food, you're gaining weight, and you want to start losing weight, and you need to come off eating junk food. Maybe it's alcohol, maybe it's drugs, and maybe it's nicotine. Maybe you want to come off these things and you don't want to be someone who relies on something to get you through the day. So this is really going to help people to overcome addictions. It's also going to help people who don't have addictions but just want to improve the state of their health. Maybe they are healthy, but they could just do with nailing it down a little bit more. You know, we always hear people that say, oh, I could really do with losing a stone, or I could really do with getting out exercising more. They're not in any dire situation, but they want to do it. They want to get fitter. They want to get healthier. Yeah. And they don't have the structure and the discipline needed to be consistent with that. So if that's you, this program is for you. It's also for people who might already be in control of their health and have done really well, but they love a challenge. I love a challenge. I'm always challenging myself. If you want a challenge and you want structure, and you're someone that needs structure and accountability, then this program's for you. And if you love community, if you want to be involved in something that's going to grow from the ground up, this is going to be for you. And the last group of people this is for people who are already online, on social media, who have already overcome their own success story and are inspiring other people through their content. This is for you. Have you seen my podcast? Have you listened to my podcast? I invite everyday guests on to share their success stories. That podcast is aligned to this program. The reason being is because of the purpose and the special opportunity that I'm providing at the end of stage 4, at the end of the 6 months of Transform 180. Where if you're someone that is inspiring people online, this is going to provide you with a real platform and a real opportunity for something even more than yourself. But you have to complete the program first so that I know you're living in alignment with my company SI5 improvement. And I'll talk about that opportunity in a minute. So those are the 4 groups of people who this program is for, which I believe covers probably everyone that follows me, because you're either an inspirational person, you're following me because you want to improve your health. So it's probably going to be for the majority of you out there who have been following me over the course of the last year. How does it work? Okay, we've got it. We know what the program's, who it's for, what it does, why you've done it, Harry, but give us the details. What are the details of this program? I will tell you right now, patient people. I just want to say, if you're still here, by the way, I really do appreciate you tuning in. I know it's Friday night. A rookie error of mine. Let's do a live on a Friday night when everybody's out enjoying themselves. That's a good idea, Harry, isn't it? I don't know what business strategist Matt Hall would think about that, but there we go. We all make mistakes. But I really appreciate all of you who are here, who are sacrificing your Friday evening to check out this program, listen to this talk. So Transform 180, we have 4 stages. Throughout the 6 months, throughout the 180 days, there are 4 stages. I'm just going to recap what these 4 stages are. The first stage is a habit installation process. Now, according to studies of the University of London, oh, not this again, Harry, he always bangs on about this habit installation process. According to studies of the University of London, it takes around 66 days to install new habits to the point of automaticity. Automaticity is the point where it then becomes easier to perform the new habits than it actually does to go back to your old habits. That's actually quite amazing. The brain, through neuroplasticity, has reformed neural pathways that have now become used to the way you're living now, 66 days on from when you started, and now will not want to go back. And the reason why many people fail to install a new healthy lifestyle is because they think it takes 21 days to install a new habit. Well, 21 days is what it takes to disrupt your old habits. But to fully integrate them and install them to the point of automaticity, it takes 66 days to install new habits. Carol, thank you for backing me up there. It's true. It's true, though. 66 days. Well done, Carol. Thank you for that. So, yes, the first stage of Transform 180 is a 66-day habit installation process where we are going to adopt a new lifestyle. And there's going to be some set tasks that we are going to have to apply every day with some flexibility with the blue mark system, which I'm going to get in. What's the blue mark system, Harry? Well, it's just like my t-shirt. It's a flexible system that is setting you up to build momentum and to create a winning mentality. So even though you slip up on a task, you are still going to be succeeding with the habit installation process over the period of 66 days. Stage 2, after 66 days, is a 34-day stage where we're going to be applying self-mastery skills. This 34 days will take us up to the 100-day mark. This is going to be a stage where you're going to strengthen the habits that you've already been applying, and you're going to be applying a couple of extra tasks that are going to be focusing on self-mastery, self-improvement. Rather than healthy living, we're going to then go on to self-improvement, feeding our mind with positive things, filling in extra knowledge that's going to be required, mindset tools that we're going to start applying. That after the course of 100 days, you would have completely regained control of your health and you would have started to actually transform who you are as a person. Stage 3 is total transformation. Now, this stage, there is no flexibility. This is a 30-day stage where everything you've been applying up to now is an all or nothing stage. And the reason why this stage is now an all or nothing stage is because you will now be in a position to finally go cold turkey with your addictions. You'll be in a place able to do that. You will now be in a place where you don't have to rely on substances. You don't have to rely on your old habits. You'll have fully integrated them. You'll be performing in them automatically. But you will now need to prove, in order to get to stage 4, which I'm going to talk about now, you're going to have to go 30 days completely living in alignment to the SI5 improvement lifestyle. SI5 improvement is my business and future company. And you're going to have proved yourself worthy before you move on to stage 4, because stage 4 is leadership and purpose. This is a 50-day process that is now about not just doing this for you, but doing it for a purpose that's bigger than yourself. You are now going to be in a position where people are now going to start looking at you after 130 days thinking, blimey, I can see the transformation of John. I can see the transformation of Julie. And now they're going to be looking at you as inspiration. And now you have a duty, because the last stage of healing is to help other people. And that's where I'm at now. And that's where you're going to be. People are naturally going to be turning to you for advice. They're going to be naturally looking up to you. Yes, you as an inspiration. I don't care where you are right now in your life or how much low self-esteem you have, how much negativity you surround yourself with, or how much bad talk you're giving you, how much lack of belief. By this point of the program, that would have completely flipped on its head. And you will now be an inspiration, whether you like it or not. And with inspiration, and with being in a position to now help other people, that comes with responsibility. And this 50-day stage is going to be part of inspiring new people that will be joining the program on future launches of new intakes. You're going to be joining me as part of the SI5 improvement team, initially as a volunteer, that is going to inspire the rest of the community for the new people who are just beginning stage 1 of their habit installation process. You're going to be with me helping other people. And not just on the program and my community, but in your day-to-day life as well. And on stage 4, we're going to be working on your leadership skills. We're going to be working on your confidence. We're going to be working on you being an inspiration for other people, whether that be in your day life or whether that be on my program. It is an optional thing to come and work with me as part of my community. It's an optional opportunity. But in day-to-day life, be an inspiration. Use what you've done. Use the position that you're going to get yourself into in 130 days' time as to inspire your family, to inspire your friends, and to act like more of a leader, to act like more confidence, more self-belief, more self-esteem, because you're now going to be in position to be able to do that. That will take you to 180 days, 6 months of absolute total transformation of who you are now compared to who you are going to be at the end of this 6 months. And when you have completed that 6 months, you are now going to be officially qualified to join myself on the SI5 improvement team. There will be badges that are going to be awarded throughout the process that you can find more information on a link that I'm going to be providing for more information for the program. But that is a real opportunity that comes, and this is a little bit of a shot in the dark right now, because I'm just starting off. This is right from day one. But my vision is to form a company and a business that in the near future, I could be in a position to pay dividend payments to those who are on the SI5 team, helping me to run my community when it gets big. And I am aiming huge. I'm aiming big. I'm not aiming to be a one-man coaching band. I'm aiming to form a massive community and a company. And I want people who are going to transform themselves, who are going to be proving to be an inspiration to other people, to join me as part of a small team who are going to help other people and inspire them and help them up and help them transform themselves. And that will come with a possible paid bonus in dividend payments of a profit sharing scheme that I am going to be offering as part of the business. What an opportunity. What a purpose for you. What a 6-month journey this is going to take you on. So I'm going to explain the blue mark system very quickly. On stage 1, you have a very generous amount of blue marks, very generous. I want to help you with this habit installation process. So you're going to be accumulated with a certain amount of blue marks. If there's a day where you struggle to get a task done, maybe you're someone that's struggling with alcohol and you really want to come off of that, you can use a blue mark if you have a slip up for that one task, for that alcohol task. And these tasks are going to include the basic rules of healthy living. They're going to include sleep. There's going to be a sleep schedule, because sleep is absolutely massive. There's going to be exercise, plays an absolute key role in health. There's going to be junk food rule. There's going to be exercise. There's going to be hydration. Okay, so there are going to be tasks of healthy living. But if you don't complete these through illness, or you might have an event lined up, someone's birthday, where you just think, you know what, I want to have a drink on someone's birthday. You might not be someone that has an alcohol addiction. You might just be someone that wants to have a structure right? But on certain social events, you want to have a drink. And I don't want to take fun away from anybody. I believe fun in life is absolutely important. So you can use a blue mark. If you don't hit your sleep schedule, you can take a blue mark. If you don't manage to hydrate that day because you've just forgotten, you can take a blue mark. If you want to take a whole day off of those tasks, you can use 3 blue marks. 3 blue marks, you can take an entire day off. And there are 5 tasks to start on stage 1. So instead of using 5 marks for each task, you can use 3 and take the whole day off. These days off might just be because you're not feeling well. It might be because you've got an event, you've got a wedding you want to go to, and you don't want to have to apply tasks when you've got a wedding. It might be that you're going on holiday for a whole week. So then you can take 21 blue marks, which is 3 marks per day, and take a whole week off. It's going to be very generous and very flexible. So if you're someone that's thinking, oh no, I can't go every single day without drugs or without alcohol. By the way, nicotine's going to be one of these rules as well. But don't run away just because it's nicotine. You think, oh no, I can't get off nicotine. You can get off nicotine. You do not need to rely on nicotine to get through the day. There are lots of blue marks for you to use. But, and this is a but, there will be sober days that you're going to have to get through. And this is the blue mark system, where if you want to wean yourself off of certain drugs or bad habits gradually over time, you can take days or tasks off, but you're not going to get an amount of blue tasks that are needed to complete every single day of the 66 days. So you're going to have to use them wisely. You're going to have to use them strategically, and you're going to have to think about this. It's actually quite fun because you get to be the boss. You get to decide what days you're going to try and have to get through, and the days where you don't quite manage it, you're going to have to use a blue mark. In stage 2, the blue marks get reduced. Yes, there's less days, there's 34 days, and these blue marks percentage per day actually get reduced as well. So stage 2 will be harder, but by that point, you'd have been installing the habit process up to the 66-day automaticity point, where you're going to find it naturally easier to start coming off these substances and to start regaining control of your health a little bit more tightly. And then that will take you up to stage 3, where there are 0 blue marks. And that is an all or nothing stage, which I'm sure and I'm confident that you will then at this point have it in you to completely abstain and completely live the lifestyle that you need to inspire other people. In stage 4, you still need to apply some the general task and the lifestyle that's needed, but the blue marks come back into play. You've now proven that you can completely transform yourself, and there's now more flexibility again for people that want to start easing off, but they still want to start inspiring others through the leadership and purpose that you're going to develop on stage 4. That in a nutshell is the blue mark system. It's quite fun, it's flexible, and it's setting you up for success to build momentum that's achievable for everybody. So I'm coming to the end. Thank you all for still being here. Really appreciate it. AD said this group and community is a game changer. I'm glad you think so. Carol, community with a growth mindset. Love it. Thank you very much, Carol. Thank you for those over on TikTok for your comments as well. So I'm gonna just give you a what's included list of everything that's included if you sign up to this program. So not only are you going to get full access to the Transform 180 program, which is a 27-page document. How am I supposed to read 27 pages, Harry? Calm down, dear. It's only a commercial. It's separated into stages. So on stage 1, you only need to focus on stage 1, on the task of stage 1 and what's involved in stage 1. That's the first 66-day stage. So the 27-page document, you're only going to need to read the first section of that. So you'll get access to a lifetime access to this program that I have spent a whole year in designing through using my experience, my past mistakes, my past failures, other programs that I've been on where I've taken the pros and I've also taken the cons, and I've come up with a solution that I really feel is going to take everybody forward. But you're also going to get access to a private community which is going to provide you, it's going to provide connection with other like-minded people who are also going to be signed up to this program. You're going to be on it together in this community where you can post your daily wins, you can post how you found certain tasks that day, you can inspire other people, we can encourage each other. This community also comes with a daily chat support, where there's a separate chat that we can just have throughout the day. You can silent this chat so it doesn't go off all the time, but you can literally just, as you're walking down the road, just chat to someone and literally make friends with people on the community. See if you've got things in common, which I'm sure you have with each other, because you're all on this program for a specific reason, which is personal growth and self-transformation. You're going to get regular live motivational and accountability group Zoom calls with myself. Something I've been practicing on another program of mine that I found really beneficial for people. It gets people together. It provides them with some mindset strategies that I'm going to provide, that constant motivation, and a real feel-good vibe around the community. Like there's certain stages on the program where there will be a Zoom link and we can all get together, tune in, and I'll be given a bit of motivation, some accountability. There'll be a Q&A at the end, and there'll be room for talk amongst themselves. It'll be a really fun and really beneficial group Zoom coaching and mentoring. You've also got direct access to me throughout the entire program. I'm here to help. I'm going to be doing this program myself as well. So if you're going to join this intake, you're going to have a bonus in actually doing this with me. I'm going to be really at your side, supporting you, encouraging you, and giving you everything you need, all the attention. I'm trying to over-deliver as much as I can in helping you as an individual to get through this. And I'll be there anytime you need to reach out to me via DM or voice notes. I will be there for everybody on the community. And the last thing you're going to get as part of this community is loads. And when I say loads, I mean loads of worksheets and PDF tools that are going to help you throughout this process. I invented, just as an example, I created a time management plan that was really successful to helping people on another program that I was involved with. Really helped them to get this lifestyle structure fitted into their daily lives. A time management is key. That's one tool that I'm going to give you that is going to really enhance your results on this program. And there's going to be other tools as well. Some of you may have seen that I use a healthy eating plan where I plan my meals. There's going to be that. There's going to be exercise plans. There's going to be loads of mindset PDF tools that I'm going to be providing as well. So there's going to be access to all of this as well on the community. So that is what's included, and that is what you get. There's an awful lot that I've put into this to give you as much value and as much help and support that I really feel you're going to need on this program. So, this all sounds wonderful, Harry, doesn't it? Who thinks this sounds like a wonderful program? Yeah, but how much is it? I can hear your minds. I can read all your minds. But yeah, but what's he going to ask for? How much is he going to charge? Because this all sounds really great and I can see the benefits it's going to bring me, but can I afford it? Well, listen, over the course of the last year, I've been in and around online coaches and I've been in and around other online business people that are trying to launch their business. I've seen a lot. I've invited coaches onto my podcast. I've been involved in an online course, business course, and I've got to be honest. And I know other people, if you're a coach now listening into this or whatever, I'm sorry, but this is just my opinion. I think the coaching industry is overpriced. And it might be my view on finances. It might be that I'm seeing something that I don't feel like it matches the value. I don't know. I'm just being honest. I feel like the industry as a whole is overpriced. I'm not saying it's overvalued or a rip-off. I'm just saying I just think it's overpriced. And something I vowed right at the start of this year, and I've been taught differently. I've been involved in an online business course and other online business people who are telling me, you've got to charge what you're worth, Harry. You've got to charge the price. You've got to meet the industry's price. You can't start undercutting. But I've got to be honest. I have to stick true to what I believe. And because this is a purpose for me, it's always purpose over profit. Joe Wicks says that, and I totally agree. It is purpose over profit. I've been helping people all year for free. That is purpose over profit. I wasn't having anything. And if nobody signs up to this program, I will continue to produce content and help people for free. I will continue to produce my podcasts for free. I will continue to help people and check in with them on DMs and personally for free, because it's a passion. But this program is going to be a lot of my time, and I've had to come away from my day job to get this up and going. So it has to be a business. I couldn't juggle both anymore. I was burning myself out. I couldn't juggle a day job and help people for the energy. I was becoming negative. I was becoming exhausted. You know, some of you may have followed me over the last year, might have seen a couple of lives that I've done and just thought, blimey, that was a bit negative from Harry. Maybe a couple of comments where, you know, I think at one point I was so exhausted. I was like, I don't need anybody. I'm coming off of social media. I was so exhausted. I couldn't perform like that. I needed to come away and give everybody the energy and the attention that they deserve. And so for that reason, it has to become a business for me in order to go all in on helping people improve their lives. So for that reason, I've looked into the value which I should be charging for this. And you know, there's some coaches out there that are charging like £1,500 for 3 months worth of coaching, you know, which is a lot. But they are getting people results. I've seen it, but it's a lot. And I didn't want to charge that much, nowhere near. I've done a lot of research. I've done a lot of looking up, a lot of asking a few people who are in the know about how much all of this, presented in the way I'm presenting it to people, how much it would cost. And the honest value is £148 per month. That's the honest value of this program. No, I can't afford it though, Harry. Don't worry. All I'm saying is that is the value. I'm not saying that that's what I'm charging, but that is the value that I've basically accumulated, and it's roughly what I should be charging for everything that I'm doing, for the unique program that I'm offering, for the purpose that I'm providing thereafter, for the group calls, for the direct access to myself, for the accountability that I'm going to be providing, and for all the other tools that I'm going to be sharing with you in the community itself. All of that is worth £148. However, thank you, ADs, but I love that you're sticking by your value, man. Thank you very much. And Lena's put, couldn't agree more with the coaching industry being overpriced. So I'm glad you think so as well, Lena, because sometimes it feels like I'm the only one going against the grain on that one. But listen, look, I don't want to charge £148. And the reason being is because there's people out there that genuinely want to improve their health. They genuinely need this program. And I do not want money to be an obstacle into people receiving this help. I just don't. It just goes against everything there's people out there struggling. When it comes to like helping someone develop a business, I can understand charging more for that. But when there's people who need this, and it's for their own health and it's for their own mental health, I don't want to charge £148, even though I should. I want it to be affordable. Now, I've come away from my day job and I'm currently investing £74 in an online business course, and I'm not earning any income right now. And I'm paying £74. I believe, and funnily enough, £74 is what I'm paying now. It's actually half the price. And this is just coincidental. It's half the price of £148. So I thought by reducing the price, which what is the perceived value of what I'm offering, by half, that becomes a really good deal. For £74 a month, which could be a gym membership, helping people just to regain control of their fitness. Well, my program's not only going to help you regain control of your fitness, it's also going to help you regain control of your food, of your addictions, of your installed purpose. There's so much more involved. So £74 a month is a really good price, I think, for what I'm offering. And that's genuine. I really believe it is. I really believe that's the price that I should be charging. And I say should be charging. So I'm not going to charge that price. And the reason that I'm not going to charge £74, which I'm going to say now, I will be charging in the future, because this is the first intake of this program. And because it's the first launch that I've ever done, and there's a bit of a lack of social proof, does it work? Well, I will tell you right now that it does work, because I started this program myself as a guinea pig, as a trial, at the 1st of January 2025 this year. Did anybody see the weight I was at the start of this year? Because in 2024, I really struggled. I fell back into a rut with binge eating. And even though I'd regained control of my health for 4 years, I actually fell into binge eating on the 4th year because of situations in my life that I'd changed that had a negative effect. Let's say no more. And I became exhausted, burnt out, turned back. At the start of this year, I gained a lot of weight back. Now, at the start of this year, I wanted to prove to myself that this program works. I have tweaked it a little bit since, because I've learned a lot more during this process, and I've taken a lot more knowledge and experienced a lot more things. So I have tweaked it now to make it even better than it was. But I'm not being funny, guys, but look at me now compared to what I was at the start of the year. I don't know if you saw me at the start of the year, but I've lost an incredible amount of weight. I've increased my well-being. Yes, it's been a struggle at times. Nothing's hard, and this program will be challenging. You know, there are blue marks, but it will be challenging at times. But that's what it takes. So because it's my first launch, and even though I am proof that it works, nobody else has done it. It's my first launch. I thought I'd reduce that further as a first launch offer. And by the way, this offer is only going to be available for 1 week. The cart will open at the end of this talk, and it will close in 1 week's time on Friday at 8 o'clock. So you've got 1 week. And the reason being, because we're all going to start this program very, very soon. And I want a community in there, locked in. I don't want people coming in at all sorts of times while we're on the program. I want us all to start together and all win together. And for that reason, I have to close the cart in one week from this launch date today. So this is a first launch offer. In the future, this price will go up to £74. But now, I'm going to offer it for £56 per month. And that is great, great value. Compared to 148, which I should be charging, to drop it down to 56 is absolutely brilliant. So, you know, if you think about the price of £56, it is a couple of takeaways a month. It is a couple of crates of beer a month. Do you know what I mean? So from what you're going to actually gain from giving up certain things in your life, you're actually it's going to pay for itself. However, I am going to reduce this price further, guys. And do you know what? I'm probably a mug, to be honest. And people are going to be having a go at me after this, saying, Harry, you've undercharged, mate. You've undercharged. You've undercut the industry. Whatever it might be that I'm going to get told. But do you know what? I think everyone that follows me now, pretty much everyone, unless you've started following me in the last couple of weeks, everyone that's been following me has actually been a loyal follower of mine for like a whole year. And not only have you been a loyal follower, you're actually now all friends. Right? You've been with me on this journey all year. You've been supporting me. You've been following my podcast. You've been sharing my content on your social feeds. You've been reaching out to me, telling me how great I'm doing. And you've literally been a support and a real encouragement to me. And you guys have kept me going. And this isn't going to be an offer for anyone that follows me from now onwards. It's going to be a loyalty offer for everybody that's been following me up to now, who's basically become a friend. And for that reason, I'm dropping the £56 to £37, and that is the final price. £37 per month for 6 months, for this 6-month program, for just 37 quid. I really feel like that's affordable for everybody. I feel it is. I feel like, you know, it's basically a takeaway for you and your partner, or for you and your kid. It's literally affordable for everybody. So £37 per month is what it's going to cost to join me on this program, to be part of the community from the ground up, to be one of the first founding members of Transform 180. And not only do you get it at this price now for being a loyal follower of mine right now, and for being involved in my first launch, but you're also going to give yourself an even bigger chance to be one of the first people on the SI5 team in 180 days time from now, because you are going to be the first people on this program who are going to receive that opportunity. And there's people that have been following me and I know who you are, I would love for you to come and work for me and be an inspiration on this community. It's going to provide you with absolutely great purpose, and it's going to provide everybody else with other inspirational people who have proven what it takes, who have proven the program works, to then work with other people who are going to be on this community. So £37 a month. Now, listen, this is a 6-month commitment, okay? Because I've spent a whole year designing this program. I don't want people to download it, something I've worked so hard on, just to then cancel their membership in 1 month's time and run away with the program. I feel like I'm due a bit of a commitment for this program. I've worked really hard on it, if I'm honest. And I don't just want people having it and quitting and running away with it for 37 quid. So if I'm honest with you all, it has to be a 6-month commitment. So the £37 a month will be a commitment for 6 months. And also, with this commitment, Joe, I talk about the all-in mindset when I say you have to be all the time. Well, that all is a mindset. And I really feel if you're going to join me on this program, I don't want you joining it just to see how it goes. I want you to join and be absolutely, fully 100% committed to finally regaining control of your health. And with that comes a... sorry, my TikTok's just giving me a countdown of 5 minutes. With that comes a... bear with me, guys. I'm just sorting out my TikTok because something's happening which is going to kick me off. Okay, I think we're back on. So, yeah, I think the all-in attitude really should be displayed with the commitment that you're going to pay financially. And I feel like by committing and going all in on that payment and committing to the 6 months for £37 a month, I feel like it's going to do you a favour in getting that mindset stamped down. And that is really important. And I feel like that's an extra, like, it's a bonus really to having to commit. Now, there is an upfront cost. So really, the whole upfront cost at £37 a month is £222. For £222, you get access to the whole 6 months of everything that is involved in this program. But if you pay upfront and commit to the total payment and pay as a one lump sum, I'm going to reduce that £222 down further to just £197 for the entire 6 months. That is now the equivalent to just £32 a month. It won't be a monthly cost. If you want to pay monthly, it's a payment plan of £37. But to commit to the whole process, you won't have to pay the £222. You'll pay £197, which then really works out the equivalent of £33 a month. Now that is what you'd call a no-brainer. So that is now completely up to you, everybody. Listen, the doors are open for 1 week, starting from now. So if you want to get in with this opportunity and take control and have everything that I've just offered you in this program and community with the future purpose, the doors are now open. There is going to be a link on my bio. Click on that link. And I haven't made it live just yet, so maybe give it 5 minutes. Don't go rushing off now. Give me a while. Give me a chance to come off the live and to get it live and up and running. But you click on that link. You can see a landing page which has more information and just fills you in on everything in case you've missed anything or want clarity over what I've just said. There's tons of information on that link, and that is where you can sign up. But everyone, the doors will close next Friday at 8 p.m. If you come up to me at 5 minutes past 8 next Friday and say, Harry, I've missed the deadline, but I want to sign up, I'm really sorry, but you'd have missed the intake. I have to hold my promise to people. We have to start this all together, and we really have to commit before next Friday at 8 p.m. So you've got 1 week. If you're going to be on the fence, absolutely reach out to me, ask any questions you have about this program. If you want a bit more detail, 100% reach out for me. But you've got 1 week. At that point, the doors will close. Everybody that's committed to the program within this next week will be the first members on Transform 180. Okay? And then the doors will be closed. And I will not be relaunching this program for the second intake until 2026. So now is really the time to commit. If you miss this deadline, I'm really sorry, but you have to wait till 2026 for the next intake. So that's basically it, everybody. I think I've covered everything. If there's any questions anybody has, please feel free to reach out and ask. But do you know what, everyone? I just want to finish this by saying thank you. Even if you don't want to commit to this program, I just want to say thank you for all your support, for listening to this, to me come live here on a Friday night, and literally for being a friend. You know, I've really had massive purpose in the friendships that I have gained on my ventures online. Who says social media is bad? It bloody well isn't. I know it has its negative sides, but do you know what? I've met some really decent, like-minded people, and I really want these people on this program. I really want them to join me with this community and to join me with my vision for the future as well, and become a part of something absolutely massive, because I am aiming big. I am aiming huge, and I want to take people with me, not just to help people, but also to give them purpose as well, which I feel is absolutely vital for self-improvement and for living a healthy life. You have it in you. Wherever you are right now, if you're struggling in your life, if you need an opportunity to finally regain control of your health, this is it. Transform 180 is your program. I have absolute belief in this program, utmost confidence that it's going to transform who you are, and this is going to be the program and the community that you need right now in your life. And I 100% believe in that. But thank you to everybody, and I really hope this is going to give you something that you can get your teeth stuck into right now. Do you know what as well, guys? Something I forgot to mention. 66 days from the start. We're also going to start this just after the program closes, the doors close to this program, which is next Friday. We then start immediately with a group Zoom on the Saturday. The next day after the doors close, we get straight into business. We get straight into action with a group Zoom call. But we start the program on the Monday, and we all start day one together on the Monday, which is not this Monday coming, but next Monday. So we start straight away. And you know, the start date, which is Monday the 27th, 66 days from that day is January the 1st, 2026. How do you want to start your new year without having to start a New Year's resolution, but you've already completed your habit installation process, taking control of your health, and are now attacking a brand new year, already being a new you? I've planned this properly. I want people to start off their new year with success. So this is the time to get started. We get straight into action. The cart is now open for 1 week. So get in there now. See the link on my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok, which will be live in about 10 minutes after I come off of this live. So keep an eye on it, and everything you need is going to be on there. Thank you so much for everybody for tuning in tonight, taking the time, and for everybody that's watching on the replay, for anyone listening on the podcast that is going to be tuning in, anyone watching this video over on YouTube, thank you so much for your help, and I really hope this is the chance, the opportunity you need to finally regain control of your health. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much. And I will hopefully see you in the Transform 180 community. Get in. Get in.